Welcome everybody to a brand new episode of Superhero Club Presents The Boys After Show, your one-stop shop on Prime Video YouTube for all things season 3 of The Boys. I am your co-host KB, and I am joined obviously once again by my illustrious co-host Stephanie Williams. Hey girl, hey.
Hey, I'm happy to be here and to dive into episode 7, but I think we need to talk about episode 6 a little bit more because Herogasm was one
A
hell of a
journey.
fanfare. Yeah, it was a journey. It was a lot of something. But before we kind of rush into all that, we have a guest joining us today. Laura Siricool will be joining us, and Laura is a freelance journalist, film credit and editor for Nerds of Color. Also, she is the calling me to my Misty Night. Very, inside joke between us two, but I don't know, maybe you'll see us cosplaying that one day soon. I hope. Before the world actually does turn into The Boys. Without further ado, Laura.
Hi, I'm so happy to be
Hey.
here. Oh yeah, you're my Misty Knight, and one day we're gonna be together and cosplay it together. We've been talking
Yeah.
about that for years, so I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me. I love the show so much, so it's so great to be able to talk about it.
Yes, and we are going to get into it. But before we get into our thoughts, let's take a look at what happened previously on this. Is the word iconic? Is the word orgasmic? I don't really know, but let's take a look at episode 6.
I never got a chance to say goodbye to Lenny.
You're the reason he's dead.
You're the one who abandoned him.
You're a monster.
I just want to know.
Hughie, you shot up an untested drug from Vought. That was stupid and dangerous. I thought the drugs had you up, but this is all you.
You hurt my brother. You're not gonna get away with it.
You think that Soldier Boy is going after the rest of Payback?
Why would he kill Coons and Ganos? When he was your team leader, do you have any idea? Anything?
You help me find the rest of my team, and I'll help you with this Homelander.
This is a bad idea.
Homelander helped make me America's sweetheart. Homelander is the worst of them. He's gonna regret that.
Let's dive into our overall reactions, about episode 7. Laura, how are you feeling?
You know what? Each week I'm always shocked of how far the series is willing to go. Like last week was a lot with Herogasm. Like that was a lot. That was a lot. I I had to pause, and I'm glad I didn't eat anything while watching it because that was a lot. But this week, I for episode 7, I was just it was a lot of emotional, like more emotional, and a lot. I mean, there is a lot of death and and killing, but man, it was more of it hit me with the emotional stuff, and then also shooting a priest and killing the nun. That was another thing. I was like, oh, okay, God, okay. Like I saw Hughie doing that, so I'm like, yes, me too. But it was a lot. It was a lot to take in regarding the emotional factor of it. The death that we saw also this episode was a lot, but man, you just go deep in the emotions, and I just felt like, man, I'm getting to know these characters even more. And so the standout moments was I was shook about the priest and the nun being killed, but yeah, a standout was Butcher and Black Noir's storyline. They have a great storyline, and another standout moment was when the legend was telling the truth about Soldier Boy, and just all that is a facade. And it really hit me when he said to be American means knowing you're the hero, and that's how it is for our history. It's like we always have to be the winners, we always have to win. And so I really appreciated the how truthful the series is about America, and reflective of Soldier Boy's persona, and very much like Homelander.
Yep. I mean, that's one of the things I do appreciate about this show, is that it mirrors this country so incredibly well. And I don't even know if that's like the right phrasing to say, but it's true. Like, it is a parody of what is happening, or a satire of what's happening currently in this country, and reflective of what's happened in the past, and maybe even what's reflective of what might occur in the future. But I do feel like one of the standout moments for me this episode was between MM and that stepfather figure. You called it, Stephanie, when you said something was going to come, head to head between the two of them, and it had to happen. I definitely was like, we need to find out where he was and where he's been, but it's the mere fact that he took Janine to a Homelander rally and thought it was okay. I said, why? Why would you do this? And so, it was actually really good to see Monique step in as well. But I hope she knows she got to let him go. Like, y'all are just dating.
For me, a couple standout moments. But before I get into mine, I want to play the clip of Homelander continuing to spiral, because it is again very scary.
It's been 5 days and still nothing but lies from Vought. Soldier Boy is still out there and maybe still missing. And you know what? More people are just going to die until they admit to what's going on.
So, I guess you've all heard about Starlight's alleged involvement with a human trafficking ring? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I suppose it's pure coincidence that she opened the Starlight house for runaway teens? Huh? Come on, we can put two and two together, can't we?
What the holy fuck does he think he's doing?
Those poor kids, they pass through her doors, they disappear. They are never seen again. It's horrific. But we gotta face the truth, people. No matter how ugly it is, Starlight is a wolf in sheep's clothing. Plain and simple. She fooled me, she fooled you, she fooled all of us, right? Now she wants to take me down. Why? Because with me out of the way, there is no one who can stop her. No one, and she knows it. No chance. Exactly. But you think the media, our buddies over here, you think the media is gonna report on that? No, 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 of course not. Tell you what, you guys, love you. All right, and vote for Bob Singer. He's great.
It's the way he said, and vote for Bob. He's great. You don't even know who he is.
No. But like, it shows like just how much Homelander is off his game, and he's like showing everyone that he is shook. The fact that he was seeing Soldier Boy and almost probably off that man in front of everyone says a lot, and also backs up MM's feelings about Todd not taking his daughter somewhere where Soldier Boy is out to like take everyone out. Like, what are you doing? Laura, we usually talk about a character to watch. A-Train is clearly like one of those characters, but for you this week, or just in general, who is your character to watch? Because I know mine changes, and so does KB's change like every week, or at least mine has definitely changed.
Yeah, I was like, now hold on, yours changed every week. Mine just died, so I had to.
Right, so you didn't have a choice.
Yeah, well, I definitely want to watch Todd, because the thing I have about Todd is that I feel like he's the type of guy who's gonna be like, but my girlfriend's black. Like, I feel like he's the type. So I have an idea he's gonna say that the next episode. Like, I'm just waiting for that line. But for who to watch characters that I actually like and care about, I love watching The Legend, and I want to see more of his of him, like, and his history, because I feel like he brings a lot to the story of history about the boys and Compound V, without, and it in a humorous way. So I really love that. Black Noir, obviously, but I definitely want to see Butcher because of the journey he goes through this episode, because I want to see how, not to spoil anything, but I want to see how his journey in this episode reflects the next episode in relations to his relationships, and especially with Hughie.
For characters to watch, I'm still going to stick with A-Train. That's who I selected once mine died. I pretty much was like, let's watch A-Train a little bit more and see what happens. A-Train was like this close to getting his black heart revoked. And now he's just making a few more strides. And I like that he is becoming more self-aware, but I do think at what point is it too late? Because there's a lot of damage already done. And I don't know what that's going to be for him. So I'm still curious to kind of see what that looks like, because even in this episode, there were things that Ashley was talking about. First off, Ashley got to go for the way she said yayo in this episode. I was like,
okay, because I'm like, are we playing Grand Theft Auto Vice City? Like, what is this?
Please, we're thinking, Ashley, just don't think about it. Whatever this film is, this redemptive story that you're gonna put him in, we're not doing. So let's not do that, okay? Right. But I feel like he's still one to watch, because he is finally growing into a person who is able to stand up for himself a little bit more. And so I want to see that.
A character to watch for me, and I think I'm staying consistent because I feel like it was Mother's Milk last week. I might be wrong, because at this point, it's really hard to really try to hold on to someone, because you don't know if you'll have to let them go. But I want to play the clip. KB, you mentioned this earlier, the confrontation between Mother's Milk and Todd, but I just want to play this clip real quick because he had it coming.
Out the car.
What's wrong?
You heard me.
Daddy?
Hey, baby. I need you to go inside the house with your mama. Daddy needs to talk to Todd alone.
Okay.
All right.
Marvin, what are you doing here?
You okay with this?
What?
He took her to a Homelander rally.
Yeah, so?
Excuse me. You took her where?
It's fine.
No, it is not fine. You didn't ask me. Janine, come on, inside, honey.
Everything's fine. Just relax.
Don't tell me to relax, Todd. Soldier Boy is out there gunning for Homelander. Do you have any idea what kind of danger you put my baby girl in?
There's no danger. Starlight is making all that up. Read any news outside the establishment media.
Todd, they're lying.
Really? All of them?
All of them. Homelander is lying to you. He's a fucking psychopath.
Worse than Starlight. She's trafficking kids. The same age as Janine, as the kids in my classroom. Homelander is the only one protecting them.
Okay, you guys, that's enough.
Homelander ain't protecting all right? He's feeding you this insane fairy tale, and you're too fucking stupid and brainwashed to fucking see it.
Hey, you.
Both of you, stop.
You know what? If you want to risk your life, fine, have at it, but not with my baby girl. You're not her father.
Someone's got to be.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's the way Todd fell out. Like he had an open hand slap. He just, it was like the most dramatic way you could fall.
And I was like, man, did he kill him? So I'm assuming he's still alive. So wow.
First giving like supermarket. You read like it's giving like he flicked him and then he fell out like he was ran over by a car. Just how dramatic it was.
Oh, it's so good. I was just like, when he fell, like, instead of going, I went like, yeah.
Yes, because I know that Homelander must have really hyped. He left that rally hyped up on foolishness. Because why would you say that to him? In what way did you think that was going to pan out? And then two, even if you were taking a calculated risk that it might end that way, there's no way that Todd could have thought. He could have truly thought that he could take a punch from Mother's Milk. The reason why this keeps on Mother's Milk on my characters to watch, because again, like this has been a long time coming, and I'm surprised it took him this long to haul off and hit him. And I'm wondering who else is going to make Mother's Milk finally snap, because I still don't think this is the snap moment. If anything, this is the build up to it. And if anything that happens in the finale is just a touch of this, I am fearful for whoever that is. Maybe Mother's Milk is the person who ends up taking out a character that we think might not make it to season 4. I would love to see. I don't know who that would be, but I would love to see that. and I would like it to be Soldier Boy.
This episode, I have to know, what did you guys pick up on? Laura, are there any Easter eggs that you saw that you were really like, ooh, 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 I can't wait to see how this plays out in the finale? And high-key, I kind of feel like some of the Easter eggs we've seen this season may not even play out until season 4, but they're still there.
Yeah.
So,
I saw hints of the boys' diabolical stuff. So I'm hoping I definitely am like loving that reflection towards it. If the viewers know, they know, like the boy for the animation boys diabolical series, which is amazing. But yeah, and I do want to see the Training A Train movie come to life the next season if he survives.
this is not necessarily an Easter egg, y'all, but it is something I have to mention because I died laughing. When they talked about the Hard Rock Cafe massacre, I was like, who writes on this show to even bring up the Hard Rock Cafe, which I have not been to in a solid 2 decades is what it feels like. And I was like, are we bringing this back? Or was that the last one to exist in the boys universe? What happened? Like, they think of the wildest things on this show, and they also, bring back a lot of nostalgia. So, yeah, I'm curious to see, kind of what plays out Easter egg wise. I feel like some of the Easter eggs we saw, re your point, the diabolical link. I feel like maybe some things we in there may come to pass by the finale, but it's really, really hard to say.
The only thing I have to say is sex and being gay.
That's right.
So, yeah,
a top tier line. Like, I truly was like, oh, this makes this entire scene worth it. Like, I mean, it's the way Legend was not having it. Like. But Legend said, now you gonna have me with a sexual harassment lawsuit.
I could never fire them.
Not on his. Okay.
Legend said, I did not sign up for this. I've done too much in my lifetime. I'm over that moment. Like, I just want a nice, peaceful life where I live in the regret of the things I did in the past. I'm not trying to create new regrets in the present or in the future. Leave me alone.
No.
Like,
all right, so moving on for Easter eggs, we can finally talk about any speculations that you all have. Laura, you can go first.
I definitely think, obviously, hopefully we'll get a showdown between all of them. I want Starlight and Hughie to make up. I want them to work out because I hate romance, but they're adorable. So I'm hoping that he's able to save her without any powers. Like, I'm hoping, because he had this whole journey of like, I don't need you to keep saving me. You keep saving me, and and I'm hoping we get to see a moment where he gets to save her without using his any powers, or he's able to do something for her, and that way it will give him some ability some strength. So I'm hoping to see that for him, because I think he needs that, and I think we need that as for loving him so much. Like, he's so likable, and I do hope we see. I do want to see Mother's Milk kind of have a showdown, and I know everyone he's gonna hate having powers, but I think writing wise it would be really interesting to see him be forced to have powers if he was dying or something was happening, and if Butcher is like, sorry mate, and he just stabs him with the thing, and powers. I think that would be an interesting way to move forward with his storyline of maybe that's how he defeats Soldier Boy, and so I think that would be interesting to have.
I have a speculation that Cassandra may join forces with Victoria, because they are two women who, like power, have worked their way up, the ranks, and are looking towards the same things. And remember, Hughie just kind of dipped on Victoria. I mean, he was feeling some kind of way because they were friends, and he was like, hey, you didn't tell me you were Soup. I mean, Hughie, also all the signs were there, but Hughie is not that bright, because even this episode, when Butcher was like, yeah, he has PTSD, he was like, what? Hughie. Now, the shock and awe, have you not been paying attention to this man at all? Apparently not, because he lives in his own bubble. So He dipped on Victoria quicker than, he could say broken arm. And so she needs someone.
Please.
And Cassandra truly is someone who is like, let me work my way to the top by any means necessary. I mean, after all, she did align herself with the deep in marriage, which, was not wise. But she did it, for her future. And so I think, that type of persistence is matched by Victoria. So I feel like maybe they could form a little alliance. That's what I'm going to speculate on.
Whew, speculations. Well, I don't think things are going to go the way that Butcher likes. With like, bringing Soldier Boy back, I feel like is going to end up biting him in the butt in the worst ways. In ways that he didn't even imagine what he had to deal with Homelander. So I feel like that will be blowing up in his face very soon, in the very last episode for the season. Also, like I want Starlight to have like a concrete win, like one where we're not like second guessing whether or not it truly is a win. That's just more of a wish list thing for me because I feel like she has really grown this season in ways that she hasn't the previous two seasons, and I just really love like this character journey that she is on. What else? I want to know what Stan is the guy who stepped down from Vought, right? Because I don't know why I'm blanking on the actor's
John
name,
Carlin.
right?
Stan
Yes. Because Stan Edgar just, we cannot believe like he just stepped away and like had no plans of doing anything, right? So I feel like both him and also little Ryan are going to pop up at some point.
So before we get out of here, we're just going to play a little lightning round game of Would You Rather, the Boys Edition. I need both of you to just say the thing that comes to your mind. Is A or B. We're not going to make it complicated. So first up, I'm going to start with you, Laura. Would you rather take Compound V and be forced to work in the 7? Or would you stay human and be forced to be on the board of the 7?
I'd rather have Compound V and be on the 7. Because at least I have powers to like offset anything that can come my way. At least I can have a fighting chance.
Okay, yeah. Steph, would you rather have Homelander as a father or Billy Butcher Sr., aka Lenny?
Oh,
Homelander.
What?
Yeah, Billy Butcher Sr., I mean, at least if Homelander is my dad, I have powers. So there's that. I guess that's the consolation prize. Maybe I can fly. So I can fly away from him. I don't know. If I live on Fiji or something, but no, because Billy Butcher, you see how Butcher is?
All right, so this is for both of you, but I'll start with you, Laura, first. Would you rather go to Herogasm or be married to the Deep?
Herogasm. It looks fun. Well, no, because you have options at least. The Deep is just like you have him and a squid, like an octopus. Like that's all you have. Those are the two options. At least the Herogasm, I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna walk to this room. All right, I don't like this room. I'm gonna walk to this room. I'm gonna walk. It's like there's a variety of options. Like instead of just one, it's like here's ambrosia, and I'm like, oh god, no. Like
ambrosia, my kryptonite, please. Okay, Steph, and what about you? Herogasm or be married to the Deep?
Absolutely, Herogasm in a heartbeat. Like Laura said, there are options. Also, there's a possibility that you might come away with a cute peach robe. So as long as it doesn't end the way that it did at the end of episode 6, then Herogasm could be a cute time.
Listen, I need them to sell those peach robes. They were so cute. I was like, yes, Hughie, you better work it. Live life. Herogasm all the way. Because again, we don't like for our options to be taken away. Give me some options in life. Variety is the spice of life. So tell me, don't just force me to be with the Deep and then he's forcing you to do other things that you don't want to do. Because Sandy, I'm so glad you batted your eyelashes twice and ran up out of there. So truly.
So with that being said, a huge thank you to you, Laura, for joining us today. I wouldn't have wanted anyone else to join us on this episode because it was so emotionally packed compared to last episode, which was just a lot of bodily fluids. Too many, to be exact. But Laura, are there anything you want to plug? Social media, upcoming projects? If so, now it's time to do so.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Sirikul, Sirikul. I write for a whole bunch of places. I'm with Nerds of Color. I write for IGN, Nerdist, and a whole bunch of other places. So I always will be retweeting and tweeting where I'm publishing my work. But yeah, you could find me, and I'll be at Comic-Con doing a panel. So do a few panels. So I'll be there for a day to do panels. So hopefully I'll see you guys there.
Yay! I can't wait to see you in real life.
I know.
I'm jealous.
I love seeing we got to see each other 2 months ago. I think at the HCA. So I missed you. I missed you, and I want to meet you, Stephanie. We've been like friends for a long time. So it's like nice.
Fingers crossed that I can make my way to SDCC next year, but I don't know. There's still hope for this year, but like a last minute Hail Mary type of situation happens. But the time will come. It will. But like not in the Herogasm way.
If Amazon wants to throw an event at Comic-Con called Herogasm for publicity, I wouldn't say no.
I just a lot of Elmer's glue getting thrown around. But on social media, you can follow me always on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Steph_I_Will. If you have not checked it out yet, the Nubia Queen of the Amazon series has started. The first issue is out, and issue number 2 will hit stores Tuesday, July 5th.
You can find me at the Lady KB on Twitter and Instagram only. That's TheLadyKayb. And I will be at San Diego Comic-Con for its entire run. So come say hi. I'll be doing a lot of interviews, and I will be going to panels, and hopefully I can go to Laura's and check it out. And I tweet all of my articles if you want to be on the lookout. I had an interview today with 2 of the cast members from Mr. Malcolm's List. It is such a delightful period film. I thought it was so cute. And so, be on the lookout for that, because I'll be retweeting, and really just follow Nerdophiles for a lot of different things that are about to drop, because I work with them a lot. And then, of course, my show will, debut on iHeart in September. So keep an eye out for that. That is it for me. And please do not forget to subscribe to the Prime Video YouTube channel now, so you don't miss our very last episode of Superhero Club Presents The Boys After Show. And if you haven't watched our previous episodes, go now and watch and catch up.
Whoa, oh my God. I see the
See you later. We have to try everything right.
Drink.
I'll be
keeping this and later.
I don't care about the show. I just want a good blooper reel.
I want to learn science.
You guys are gonna make me look like I'm in the show, right? You're gonna put in the effects. Replace the green. I don't want to look like an asshole here.
Sorry.